Welcome to Mommy Academy.
Thanks for watching.
Today we're going to continue reading from Sally Lloyd-Jones' Children's Bible, the Jesus Storybook Bible. How have you been liking it so far, Tankie?
Good.
Yeah. What's your favorite story so far?
When Jesus came down from heaven.
We're just about to read that one. That's your favorite?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so excited. So guys, today we are starting the New Testament portion of the Jesus Storybook Bible. We've been reading all of these beautiful stories from the Old Testament, and I highly recommend this Jesus Storybook Bible. One thing that's so unique about this book is that Sally Lloyd connects every single Old Testament story back to Jesus and how it all connects together. Absolutely beautiful. Now, Tankie, we're just about to read about Jesus coming down to earth.
Yeah.
Now, Jesus needed to come down to earth because of the sin. Do you remember what the first sin was?
Okay. When Adam and Eve didn't listen to God, they ate the fruit God told them not to eat.
That's right. It was a sin of disobedience. Thank you for sharing it with us. So because of that, sin entered the world. The sadness, the sickness, the crying, the tears, the suffering. And we have a solution in Jesus. Jesus gives us a good way to live on this earth.
Baby.
That's
Baby Jesus.
And even if we have to still endure some of the suffering and sadness of a fallen world, we get to look forward to, in the end, going to heaven and living in a beautiful, perfect place.
Yeah.
If we listen to Jesus and love Jesus. And this is
Let's trust the Bible.
That's right. Because the Bible is inspired by God. The Bible is God's story trying to help us understand how to live a good world, a good life, right, in this world.
Yeah, but it's strong.
What's strong? Are you strong?
God is strong.
My God is so great, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do.
You.
Yeah, high five. Good job. Okay, let's go ahead and read this part of the Bible. This is from Luke 1 and 2. It's called He's Here, the Nativity. And here's a beautiful picture of the sky and the clouds. And there in the center is the earth. And on the earth, they show a little tiny town. And let's read about what that is. Everything was ready. The moment God had been waiting for was here at last. God was coming to help his people just as he promised in the beginning. But how would he come? What would he be like? What would he do? Mountains would have bowed down, seas would have roared, trees would have clapped their hands, but the earth held its breath. As silent as snow falling, he came in, and when no one was looking in the darkness, he came. There was a young girl who was engaged to a man named Joseph. Joseph was the great-grandson of King David. One morning, this girl was minding her own business when suddenly a great light appeared right there in her bedroom. It was an angel. It was a warrior. His name was Gabriel. He was a special messenger from heaven. When Mary saw the tall, shining man, Mary was frightened. You don't need to be scared, Gabriel said. God is very happy with you. Mary looked around to see if perhaps he was talking to someone else. Mary, Gabriel said, and he laughed with such gladness that Mary's eyes filled with sudden tears. Mary, you're going to have a baby, a little boy. You will call him Jesus. He is God's own son.
Through the window.
It's God's own son. He's the one. He's the rescuer. The God who flung planets into space and kept them whirling around and around. The God who made the universe with just one word. The one who could do anything at all was making himself small.
But way up there.
That's right.
It takes about this much to get up here.
Who made all that?
Jesus. He said, "You are good."
That's very good. That's very good. So the God who made all that is going to make himself into a little baby. He's coming as a baby. Wait, God was sending a baby to rescue the world? But it's too wonderful, Mary said. Her heart felt like it was beating hard. How can it be true? Is anything too wonderful for God? Gabriel asked. So Mary trusted God more than what her eyes could see. And she believed. I am God's servant, she said. Whatever God says, I will do. Wow, that's pretty exciting, huh? Ah! Mary's going to have a baby, and God is going to be that baby that comes down to earth. Sure enough, it was just as the months later, Mary to have her baby. Now Mary and Joseph made a trip to Bethlehem, the town King David was from. When they reached the little town, they found every room was full. Every bed was taken. Go away, the innkeepers told them. There isn't a place for you. Where would they stay? Soon Mary's baby would be born. They couldn't find anywhere except an old tumble-down stable. So they stayed where the cows and the donkeys and the horses stay. Wow. Have you ever slept with the cows?
No.
You've always had a bed. We're so blessed. But they had to sleep with the cows that night, and that's when baby Jesus was born. And there in the stable amongst the chickens and the donkeys and the cows, in the quiet of the night, God gave the world his wonderful gift. The baby that would change the world was born. His baby son.
We gotta have babies.
Oh, look at that little baby. Do you like babies?
Yeah, but I have babies.
Do you? What's your baby's name?
Well, I can tell him. Sammy.
That's right.
And
Takey has a couple of little baby dolls that he takes very good care of. You're a very good daddy.
Yeah.
Mary and Joseph wrapped him up to keep him warm. They made a soft bed of straw and used the animal's feeding trough as his cradle. And they gazed in wonder at God's great gift, wrapped in swaddling clothes and lying in a manger. Mary and Joseph named him Jesus, or Emmanuel. Can you say that? Emmanuel?
Emmanuel.
That's Jesus' other name, which means God has come to live with us. But of course, he had. That's so amazing. And next time we'll learn more about the story of when Jesus came down to live with us on earth. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us. Tankie's going to take his vitamin really quick, and this is a great time for you to give your kiddos vitamins. Don't forget to help support your immune system during this COVID-19 season. These are amazing children's vitamins that Tankie just loves. What's in here?
Setting sensor vitamins.
That's right. And this is a brand that I trust, that I've partnered with because they have incredible integrity and we just love their products. So if you're looking for a great children's brand essential vitamin, message me. I'd love to answer your questions. And if you would like, set up your wholesale account. Well, thank you for watching, guys. Please like, please share. We'd like to bring as much value to as many children and educators as possible. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.